Pam Westra, and I'm the owner of Tiny Digs Hotel here in Portland, Oregon. Tiny Digs Hotel is a hotel of themed tiny houses, and they're all custom built by my husband and son and I, and we have had lots of fun creating these. And let me show you around. Here we're at the beach tiny house at Tiny Digs Hotel. This is the first house that we built, and it's quite fun. Come on in. The kitchen of the tiny house, and it has a kind of a unique kitchen setup. These units are by Avanti. They look like a little retro thing that they used to have around in apartments and small spaces back in the 50s and the 60s, but it was all one unit. Has a little refrigerator, little drawer for things, and side for the trash, and a couple other little doodahs. And then we have this little pull-out cart for the dishes, and nice cutting board space here. And this is an IKEA table. I think most tiny house people have seen this around. It's used a lot in tiny houses because it's a great design. Each side can flip up like this if you want a big game night table. And on the ends, it has these nice drawers. We don't use them for much here at Tiny Digs because we're just a hotel, but if you're living tiny, these are great drawers, and they're in both ends. We have an extra chair folded up in the back for people when they want more space. This is the living room area, and this is actually what they call a click-clack couch, and it does fold down. Maybe one adult would want to sleep on it, or two little kids or something. And here we have our real nautical look window. It's a rounded window, and you can see right out to our gorgeous wall of black raspberries that are all in bloom and ripening up right now. So it's kind of a fun window. And then we have a little custom-made plate shelf that holds my fish plates for the beach. And my husband custom-made this for us because he's our builder. He and our son are the builders for all Tiny Digs houses. And here we have kind of a nautical look stairway. We didn't do a regular stairway, a staircase in this one. It's more of a ship's ladder that we wanted the look of in this one. So here we have a little cabinet that we can put games and magazines in, and hold some little essentials here on the side. And just for that beachy theme, we have a picture that has some real coral inside, and it's kind of fun. Come over to the bathroom door. It's a sliding door that we kind of fashioned ourselves. Has a little industrial look on the very top here with the piping that we painted black. But we fell in love with these little, they're actually little fish, and the hook that goes over the bar up here is their tail. So they're little swimming fish, and we thought that was just apropos for this nautical themed house. And you come down to the handle here of the door, and it's the gorgeous mermaid. Here we have one of the more fun areas of this house for me. We found this sink, and so we built an actual bump out on the back of the house so that it could accommodate this sink because we all fell in love with it. And then we put a glass countertop down. Our hot water heater is inside this, so this doesn't open by the guests. But underneath the glass countertop here is sand, seashells, and beach glass, which is really fun. And above, we needed some light, actual natural light in this room, and we didn't have availability of a window space that we thought was right. So I found these deck prisms, they're called. They're antique deck prisms. And before ships had electrical lighting in them, they didn't want to have the kerosene and such below deck. So they would cut a hole in the deck and put these prisms in, and there would be they'd be lined up around the whole deck, and it actually shoots a lot of light in. You can look on the internet under deck prisms, and there's a lot of different shaped prisms, some even like a honeycomb shape that are just gorgeous and beautiful. But I found this at a reclaimed ship store when I was looking for things for this. And we have this this little hook over here that we use for our hand towel hook. But if you had a sailing ship or a boat or something, this is what you'd tie it off to the dock on this and wrap your rope around that. So a little fun thing for the beach house. For the railing of the beach house, we have an old oar. We knew we were going to do a beach house, and one day I was riding along and I saw this house had this old oar out front with a free sign on. I said, "Stop the car." We stopped and picked up the oar, and then we found the round post pillars like you'd have on a dock, and then lashed it on like you would lash things on at the dock. All our lofts have a queen size bed, and that's what you'll find up here. Very comfortable area. It's got a lot of headroom. As you can see, it opens up, kind of wings out here, and the roof pitch, I forget, I think it might be a 312 or 32 pitch on this roof to give you a lot more headroom. We try and hide all our electric panel boxes in our tiny houses, and so that's what's behind this map of the river in Portland. Is our electric panel box. You have to kind of pre-plan and pre-think all those electrical panel boxes out in a tiny house, and a place, in my opinion, where you can cover it with a picture or something. In our tiny houses, we try to bring a little of the old along with the new, just like we did with the deck prism in the bathroom, the antique deck prism. We're from Michigan originally, and Chris Craft's boats were made in Michigan, or are made in Michigan, and we were out garage sailing looking for stuff for the tiny houses one day and came across this barometer, and it was actually on the dash of an old Chris Craft boat is where these would go. So if you're out tooling around, having a day out on the water, you could set your barometer at the place where the orange arrow is, and if the weather was going to take some big change, the orange arrow would move, and your static one here would indicate, hey, it's moved since you've been out. You better get to shore because you might be heading into bad weather. This is the log cabin house. This is my husband Bruce and Kevin's favorite house. The logs and the rusticness are the thing that they love the most. It's really energy efficient too. With the logs on the exterior, you know, they're a couple inches thick. It actually stays cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. It's a really cozy house. Come on in. This is the log cabin. As you can see, it's all wood interior. It's really nice and cozy on the inside of here because of the wood. It really warms it up. There's a special kind of wood in this one called blue stain or beetle kill wood, and we've used that on this wall as an accent wall. And we have a sliding door to the bathroom and a little horn. No animals were harmed in the making of these things. They're all sheds from the annual shed of the antlers of the animals. Into the bathroom here, we have all flush toilets in our tinies. We have a nice wooden framed mirror with the live edge on it. Into the kitchen area here, we have a little pump style faucet, and we thought this would be kind of fun since this is a rustic setting to have this old wash tub. It's actually a new wash tub, but wash tub cut into the butcher block countertop. All of our tiny houses here at Tiny Digs Hotel have some way, shape, or form to cook or warm something up. So this one has a little induction heat plate in it, and they all have these little refrigerators. All of our tinies, except for the modern tiny house, we've tried to include some old antique items to them, something maybe reclaimed from somewhere. And this little table and chair set here in the kitchen, these chairs You can see how short they are when I sit down in them. They're quite short because they're from the 1800s, and really, really nice old pioneer looking chairs that are just sweet and dear to me. And this old table here, it's a drop leaf table, which is perfect for tiny houses. We love it because actually this tiny house can sleep 4 people. So this drop leaf table can be pulled out, and another drop leaf is in the back of it to put up for 4 people to play games or to sit down and have a little bite to eat. And so it's a fun little table. It was reclaimed from an old barn. It was full of cobwebs and oil all over the top of it. And so we did our magic on it and got it looking really cute for in here, just to make it look nice for this. Under here is the extra seating for it. We have a little bench made out of barn wood that you can use at the table. The couch that we're standing next to here is actually a pull-out, and I'll lift this kind of up. It's got slats under here. You grab the handles, pull it out, and kind of stole the idea from IKEA. They have a big bed there. It's a full twin bed, and so I went and took lots of pictures of it, and we custom made this bed for our tiny house so that we could at least have a double bed in here for guests to come in and use, so that we could sleep 4. And at the one at IKEA would be like a king size bed, but so we didn't have enough room for that. If you look over here, another thing that we reclaimed are these old logs. They had been sitting in a woman friend of ours' yard for a number of years. Her husband had wanted to build a log cabin, but he passed away before he got to that project. So we brought them back to life for him. These steps are from a tree that fell down in their yard, and she graciously donated these to the project. And so my husband and son hand-hewed the logs for all the pieces and fashioned this whole stairway. And if you want to come up into the loft, I'll show you what the loft looks like. And note the handle here. This is just a branch, really nice and strong and sturdy. These are what are called timber lock screws. And these timber lock screws, read up on them online and go on the company's website because they're really cool. They save you a lot of time. They're very, very strong. If you notice, we have them here too on the railing. We actually went up, had a permit in the Mount Hood forest that's north or east of us here, and we actually harvested these logs here from the forest with a permit from the ranger station. I think they're yew. Yep, they're yew. They're specifically for my husband and son to make bows out of. They're bow and arrow makers, but this log I was thrilled, was too curly and twisty to use to make a bow out of, so I got to use it for the railing in here. So the loft in here has a queen size bed. All our tinies have at least one queen bed in them, and then sometimes a separate couch sofa sleeper that's in them. So not a whole lot to say about up here, but it is really cozy. I got to stay in here for about 2 weeks when we were setting up the hotel in September and getting it ready to go for customers and guests. So it's really fun and cozy up here. Thanks for coming by Tiny Digs Hotel here in Portland, Oregon. Hope you can come visit us real soon. If you want to book a night, go to our website, which is tinydigshotel.com, and hope to see you real soon.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Patreon for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.